It's skate date.
And I don't look like trash for the first time this year. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, this year's been rough, so it's okay, I think.
Yeah, this is the first time I put makeup and a wig on, I think, all week.
I definitely haven't been wearing wigs and just have been rocking my, like, dirty-ass hair. And so I'm excited for today because I'm not rocking my dirty-ass hair.
Well, all it really took for Rebel was...
breaking a leg?
No. To have, like, 2 friends come over 2 days in a row. And all of a sudden she's like, wee, I'm back. But yes, welcome to Skate Date. Skate Date is a podcast brought to you by 2 roller skaters in love.
In love?
Yes.
You love me?
I would like with you.
You love me. She loves me.
But yes, we are a podcast that talks about the real world and the...
wheel world. And we give our opinions about everything.
We're very opinionated. People hate us, and they love us, and they love to hate us, and they hate to love us.
Speaking of us, who is us?
Who is us? Well, I be Courtney Shove. You can call me Shove.
And I'm Rebel Rouser. You can call me Rebel.
And together, we are...
Shovel. Can you dig it?
All right, so... I am a little embarrassed about the last episode. One, I was in the middle of a depressant.
Yeah, it was bad.
You could tell by the way I looked, by the way I sounded. If you watched YouTube, sorry.
Looked a little...
fell asleep during it. I was practically asleep while we were filming it.
You weren't asleep, but...
Yeah, but that's what it's like. Today, I finally had my meds, and I'm not, like, happier and look like this because I had my meds. It's because, you know, when you're bipolar, you have days where you're like, I can do anything, followed by depression, and it keeps on happening. And that's why you're probably like, wow, Show's so different this episode. Welcome to my reality.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I'm glad that you're back for this episode. So did you see my new sweatshirt?
She's lying. She stole my sweatshirt.
Okay, but it's so soft and comfy. It's this, like, octopus sweatshirt. And the octopus, each of the legs has a roller skate on it.
A roller skating octopus. That must be by Blood and Thunder.
Blood and Thunder, that is. Yeah, Blood and Thunder is awesome. They have all these cool designs. And they keep making things that I have to keep stealing from Shove. So that's cool.
It's funny because we own a lot of Blood and Thunder tees that, like, are exactly the same, and sometimes she'll, like, you literally just put one in my pile the other day, so I went to go put it on, and I was like, oh my god, it barely fits, like, why is this a crop top on me? It's usually long, and I was like, oh, this is Rebels.
Oh, that's funny. And then I was wearing one the other day, and you were like, give me back my shirt, and I was like, it's my shirt.
Yeah.
But we don't know because we both gained so much weight recently. We don't know what's what anymore.
I know, right? It's funny because, like, when you both get fatter, I'm like, well, now you can wear my old clothes and I don't fit in because you also got fat. But it is what it is.
40 pounds, baby.
'Tis the time of the world.
That's okay.
Speaking of gaining weight, that has something to do with what we're talking about today.
Yeah, guess what our topic is?
You wrote being fat, but it's not just being...
That's right. It's being fat. But it's being fat in a certain context.
Yes, we're talking about how, wait, since I'm fat, I might be qualified to get the vaccine early?
What? Okay, so what started all of this was Twitter, but we'll get there. But before we get there, we have a little fake ad for you. So, hello everyone. We're getting to that point of the show where we're going to do our fake ad. Now, our fake ad is fake because it's a placeholder. We want you to sponsor our episodes because lots of people listen to our podcast and we could tell them about your great stuff. So, if you are looking to be sponsored by Skate Date, you can email us at skatedatepodcast@gmail.com and we will put all of our positive vibes and energies and fun personality behind your product. So anyways, here's to our fake ad. Hey you!
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Are you sick of sitting in front of a camera all day long?
Yeah, I don't think I've spent more than an hour outside for months.
Does it bother you that you have to wear a shirt and look mildly presentable for something that could have been an email?
Yes! And in a pandemic, I just need like another me to stay sane.
Well, lucky you, we have a new service called Zoomies.
Zoomies? Isn't that what dogs get when they're excited?
Yes. And also the name of this new thing where you can hire a doppelganger to attend all of your Zoom meetings and classes.
Wait, what? That's amazing!
That's right. We have a global network that is so big, we are sure to find someone who looks enough like you that no one will notice.
Amazing. How do I sign up?
Take a selfie and text it to 562 Zoomies.
Again, 562 ZOOMIES. Zoomies.
Find your doppelganger today. Oh, wow. So yeah, Zoomies. That's a thing. It's totally real and not at all fake.
I wish that I could hire Zoomies to replace me during this podcast.
You would.
That's actually why I look like I'm together today.
No.
I'm a
Zoomies
actor.
only work for Zooms. You're a Zoomie actor. Oh my gosh. All right. Well.
Wait, we forgot to tell a lot of people know what we were also going to talk about in the Will World.
Oh, okay. What are we talking about in the real world, babe?
I forgot. It wasn't in the...
Oh, in the real world, we're going to talk about what we think the world's going to be like once everything opens back up.
When something's my idea and I forget. Anyways, let's head on over to the real world.
The real world first, and then the real world.
You know, I'll never forget before one of my derby wives, Healy, was my derby wife. She went on a night skate with someone, I think it was just like her sister, and they were like, you know, let's cross train for derby, like aka just like skate the beach path. But it was nighttime and super dark. I think they were using their phones for lights. They skate like the whole, like, I don't know, like 12 miles, however long, and they're fine. No one falls in the dark beach path. They're good. They make it back to the car, and right when they're in the parking lot, they can see the car. Healy falls on like a rock and like Superman's out and slams on her gut. And she goes to her car and goes on Instagram stories, and she's like, for the first time in my life, I can say that my fat saved my life.
Oh my gosh.
And
that's happening to us now, we think. I mean, it could. It's not necessarily going to. So,
well, in 15 states.
Yeah. Okay. So I saw this tweet. So this is where all of this started. I saw this tweet, and this tweet said, like, for the first time ever, being fat is like the best thing that's ever happened to me. And I was like, what? What's going on? And then in that thread, it was talking about how, you know, if you're obese, you can get the COVID vaccine earlier. And I was like, babe, babe. The vaccine, we can get it because we're fat.
So Rebel had to figure out how to figure out her BMI for the first time.
Yeah, it turns out I'm fat.
And she was like by what, like 2 point, like
no, by 6.9 points.
So if you
I'm
are, what is it, percent? If you're 30%, if your BMI is 30%,
over 30%, 30% or over.
30 and over, you qualify because you're then obese.
If it's 40% and over,
then you're severely obese.
I thought it was you're morbidly obese.
No, that's like I think next level. But the article in Business Insider I was reading didn't have that. By BMI standards, I'm probably morbidly obese now. But BMI itself has like such body mass index. That's what BMI is. And it's just like the percentage of fat on your body. But like there's so many flaws in this. And like when it first was invented, like what was it? was it 19th or 18th century? I don't remember. 19th century, I believe. They were saying that, like, they only did a study on, like, white Europeans. So
Men.
Yeah.
White European men. And doesn't BMI stand for bullshit made by imbeciles?
Pretty much. But yeah, and even in the article I was saying, I was like, yeah, they keep saying, like, you're at high risk if you're obese, but then, like, there's no proven studies that, like, obesity and health, like, coincide with one another. And it's, like, this whole thing of, like, BMI is kind of, like, bullcrap because it depends on where your fat on your body is. So, like, let's say if I was skinny around my gut, but then I had, like, all the fat in my butt and my thighs, I'd be okay because the fat wouldn't be around my organs. So there's so many things that go in with, like, BMI, body mass index, fat, and, like, all this stuff and, like, health. But, like, whatever. My big question is, are we hypocrites for being, like, skinny doesn't equal healthy, but also if I'm fat, then sure, I'm unhealthy, so give me the shot.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's not about being a hypocrite at this point. I feel like it's the healthcare system was not created for fat people, and fat people are not considered within the healthcare system. And so I think we take our wins wherever we can get them.
Seriously. There's like a whole thing. There were so many. I honestly just like, I think this article came out on the 19th, I believe. If not today, Business Insider, look it up because there's some interesting stuff in there. Like, they also talk about how, of course, we all know this, that, like, if you're overweight, you're gonna not get the best health care. You get dismissed a lot because people just think, oh, you don't care about yourself, you're fat, or, like, they misdiagnose you and all these things. So a lot of obese people are not even realizing that they qualify for the vaccine in the 15 states, which unfortunately California is not on the list yet. Hopefully soon. Oh gosh, I lost my train of thought. But if you qualify, so obese people don't even know that they qualify for the vaccine because doctors are just like, la-di-da, like, don't think about us.
Well, yeah, and I think that people who are obese have just time and time and time again been told by the healthcare system that they don't matter, or that their issues are irrelevant, or that, like, they need to take care of themselves better before getting actual health care. And so why would you even think to look into it? Like, I literally never would have thought about that. And the only reason why we're even talking about it is because I happened to see it on Twitter. That's not good communication.
Yeah, it's not. And it's like, I don't know. It's this whole thing, though, when you think about, like, if you're not, like, actively watching the news, like, taking the time to, like, look at the news or, like, read it up, like, something, like, how, like, I don't know where there's a tank giving vaccines away. Like, why is this not, like, common knowledge? It's, like, coming out through the mail or, like, getting alerts on our phones. Like, I feel like this is important things to know. I don't know. It just seems weird. Like, even in movies, it's like mass, like, communication. This happens. Like, I don't, it's, like, flawed.
I feel like right now it's kind of like a hunt for whoever can get access to the vaccine. So I feel like they're not really publicizing, like, this is where you can get it, because it's like so few people can get it and everyone's fighting for it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's enough to make me want to, like, schedule a doctor's appointment now that I have insurance again. I should just schedule an appointment and have an actual doctor, like, primary caregiver, so that I can be like, yo, I heard I qualify, give me the shot.
Yeah, definitely. You should definitely do that. And when you go there, you should hope that the doctor doesn't just say, lose weight.
So, like, COVID, you're fine. They're gonna be like, sorry, but, like, if you just lost weight, you wouldn't be at risk, don't you? I prescribe a diet instead of a vaccine.
I prescribe a diet instead of a vaccine.
I prescribe apple a day keeps the doctor away.
They're like, I know your leg's broken, but if you could just, like, do some exercises.
But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like, I do feel a little, like, weird about being, like, as much as we try to, like, remind people, like, body positivity, I'm like, yes, stay active, and you can be fat and active, and just because you're fat doesn't mean you are just sitting around binge eating all the time. There's so many factors going into eating fat, even though those can also happen. And a lot of times that happens because of mental things we have. But people are fat for multiple reasons, and I am an advocate for being like, don't assume people are unhealthy because of this. But then when you do hear all these things about how much higher at risk we are because COVID can like go into your, what were they saying?
Yeah,
like
they were saying that the fat cells attract the virus. Yeah. Or like not attract, but like retain the virus easier than other cells.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, that's proof that fat people are unhealthy. That just means we're more at risk because of the fat that's on our bodies. And I think that's like, there's a thin line there. So like when you first think about it, you're like, see, fat people are more at danger and blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, yeah, it's a virus that like is attracted to fat and we have more fat. It's not like all these other things. Like, people are like, you're going to die of a heart attack at 30 because you're fat. And I just like assume that, even though it's like that fat person might be more physically active than a skinny person, or like they don't smoke, they eat healthy. Like, you know what I mean? There's so many things. So like, I just felt weird, like, as I was trying to research up on like this whole vaccine for obese people, I was like, what is going on with that? And then I saw a whole thing that was about like being high risk if you are obese, which like I kind of knew before, like I heard about it, but I didn't look into it.
I just think it's weird that they have to distinguish that like being overweight is an underlying condition or like a pre-existing condition. And I just think it's like they're not making a bunch of splash about like all the other pre-existing conditions. I don't know, like it's just like why are you like, oh, pre-existing conditions and fat people? It's like, wait, what? Like, I don't know, it just seems. And then it's like 70% of America is fat. So like how are you like, okay, so 70% of you're on the early list.
Wait, did it say 40% or 70?
They said 70%.
Oh, yeah.
Or one of the things that I read said 70% are overweight.
I was just saying, I think it was like overweight is 70% and then like obese is 40%.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So like the average size woman in America is a size 16. Yeah. 16 going on 18 now, I believe. I believe like it used to be 16, but now because of COVID, yeah. So like
average.
Rebel is the average size.
I am the average
She's
size.
short, but average size of an American woman.
I think my boobs are probably bigger than the average woman too.
Yeah, true. But it just like, I don't know. There's so much like, so I mean like, yeah, it's cool, but that's still a lot of vaccines. Like when I heard that, I'm like, so all of America is.
Yeah, I'm just like very confused. But like I don't even understand how the whole process, and maybe I could understand if I did a little bit more research, but yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like there's people going around getting vaccinated through all kinds of way without even being old or
all kinds of shady things are happening right now. Like seriously, the amount of people that I know that I'm like, oh, you just like have a vaccine, like. And I feel like it's all, like, low-key, like, super secret. Like,
well, yeah. Like, but I'm just saying, like, okay, babe. If someone... No, let's say you were a worker at, like, a Walgreens or something. Or, like, at a vaccination center. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you be, like, to your real homies, like, yo, just come at this time.
100% I would be like that.
Just act chill. Don't act like you know me. Just show up. And I got you. Right?
I would 100% be like that. Yeah. I'm now mad that I don't have any friends that work at CVS.
I know. It's just like,
the closest is that I have a friend who works at a Staples, but I don't feel like they'll be giving out vaccines there.
I was listening to NPR probably. I know. I'm obnoxious.
I love NPR, so don't even.
Become my father. Anyways, I was listening to NPR and they were talking about, like, the doctor was like, yeah, at least, like, we know, like, once, like, everyone in your pod gets vaccinated, you can finally, like, or, like, outside of your pod, like, a good, like, the people you hang out with, you could have, like, a COVID party, and it'd be like, hey, we don't necessarily have to wear masks, and we don't have to, like, be social distance, because we've all had the vaccine, so we're not even worried about, like, picking it up from someone and passing it, and that's super cool that, like, now people are starting to be able to do that. And then they were talking about, like, oh, man, like, doctors and nurses probably having, like, some lit parties right now. They're, like, taking body shots and, like,
for real,
pouring it in each other's mouths, sharing, like, because it's, like, they were the first ones. Like, I would definitely, like, I can't wait to be, like,
I mean, they deserve it. They earn it.
Right?
They so deserve it.
You, like, have a party, but everyone has to show you their, like, their little card that says they've been vaccinated.
Their vaccination records.
You have a security guard there.
I would definitely do that.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I want it to happen so bad.
Yeah, I want that to happen.
Like, taste it. I'm like, come on, vaccine.
It's like
come
so
on,
sweet. It's
give
so
me
close.
a hit.
Give me it. Yeah. If I was not unable to drive right now, I would 100% be that person that was like just sitting outside of CVS and being like, I'm going to teach out here.
Yeah, that's so smart though, to just like wait it out, because as soon as they're like out of that temperature for so long, like they just go bad.
I heard a story of these people that were transporting vaccines from one place to the next, and they were stuck on the freeway, and so they just like got out of their car and they were knocking on windows because it was like stop traffic, and just being like, do you want a vaccine? And just like handing it on a freeway.
That's genius. I mean, it's better than letting them go bad. Like,
I know, right? Imagine just being on that freeway and being like, you know what? Couldn't be worse than what I've got right now.
I could have swore I heard something, I think it was when it was like polio or something, that it was so easy to get the whole country vaccinated. And everyone's like, why is it so hard now? Like, yeah, there's more people, but like
the internet.
They were so much more organized before. You would think the tools, like, and they didn't have the internet. It was like when they do open a newspaper and it was like, this morning, make sure Sunday, 8 a.m., be there, be square.
Probably. That's probably what was happening.
The year is 1920. Come
they were
get
just
your
like standing in line. Shot. I don't know. I just feel like that does make sense.
I don't know. But, you know, fatty, is just cross your fingers that the state you are in is like, you're fat, you get vaccinated.
You're fat, you win.
You don't even need to show paperwork. You just show up and you're like, slap your gut and be
oh
like,
my God.
You know what it is?
One of the comments on the Twitter, on the tweet, was like, I'd be out here doing the truffle shuffle to prove that, like, I deserve this vaccine. I was like, get out of here.
I'm going to walk up with my scale that says that says error because I'm too fat for it to weigh me. And then I'm going to have, like, some booty shorts or crop top.
I'm just going to wear all the clothes that don't fit me from the beginning of quarantine.
Right?
Just like fat drooping over. I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna be like, obese, what's up?
Yeah, wear your fat shirt.
I like the one that you said was like, I lost weight. What was it about losing weight over COVID?
Oh yeah, there was someone that was like, I lost weight over COVID, but like, y'all can have this. I'm cheering you on. Wait, that one?
No.
Or which one were you talking about?
Rebel said she saw that on Twitter that someone was like, yeah, funny thing is I lost weight over 2020 over the pandemic, but I'm still qualifying as obese, so here I go.
Oh yeah. There are so many funny comments on that tweet. Oh no, it's this one. The gag is, I actually lost weight during quarantine, but if the white man's BMI says I'm obese then, and it's like a hair flip. So good.
So true. All right, babe, do you think we should head on over to the wheel world?
Yes, I do.
What do you think roller skating will look like when we achieve herd immunity?
I think, okay, what do I really think about, or what do I want it to be like?
Let's start with what we think it'll be like.
Okay, what I really think it's going to be like is like a show. I think it's going to be awesome, but I think it's going to be very, you know, when there's a lot of people and there's no organization whatsoever. That's what I feel like it's going to be like, because I don't think that all these people who started roller skating are used to roller skating with other people. And so I just think lots of injuries. I think lots of chaos.
Lots of snaking.
Like lots of like, I think I'm going to have to make some hard conversation videos. Is how I feel it's going to be like.
We're already like severely crowded out here. Like, and that's like on a Wednesday, Thursday. So I know once like all these roller skaters can finally go in a rink that you're going to be like.
It's going to be.
We're just going to be like a bunch of cattle, like a bunch of cows.
I feel like the way that rinks were when there were a bunch of kids and everyone was tripping everyone and like grabbing on, that's how the streets are gonna be.
And then the skate park, there's going to be, like, just full of a bunch of, like, people.
Who don't know what they're doing.
And don't know park rules.
And, like, aren't ready to be at parks.
And then, like, all the people that have been park skating, we're going to be like, all right, we got this. We about to teach. We're about to, like, get some basics down. And then, like, it's going to turn into where it looks like skate college.
Yeah, I genuinely think
everyone has a buddy. We're like, veteran skater, get you a pandemic skater, and let's go.
Yeah, and I think that won't last for a very long time, but I genuinely believe that when it first opens up, it is going to be chaos.
I'm a little upset that I already would, like, the couple of times I tried driving the skate parks by myself, and I'd be like, dang it, too many skaters, like, anxiety, that now, like, I'll literally never get a chance to go to a skate park and there not be people.
Yeah. I think that there's going to be skaters all the time at skate parks. I think all the popular paths are going to have a bunch of skaters, and I think that that's amazing. I think the first rollout is going to be incredible, but also I think people don't know what rollouts are, and they also don't know how to act on rollouts. And this is not even me, like, I don't even know. Like, I haven't gone on rollouts with any of you people, obviously, but, like, rollouts definitely have rules. And I don't think anyone knows about those.
I think it's going to be like the Wild Wild West.
I think
just going to be like, everyone's going to be, and it's going to be like the Wild Wild West with heightened social anxiety. Because no one, and like everyone's going to be like just randomly burping and farting because they're going to be like, I'm so used to just being at home and I don't know how to act around people. Me. And then it's going to be like, everyone's going to like have panic, like there's going to be like 50% of the rollout and skate park and like roller rink will be people having panic attacks because they're like, so many people.
I definitely think that we're all gonna have panic attacks. Yes.
Oh my gosh, but I am like, okay, I need to slow my roll because like this whole like everyone's starting to get their vaccine thing, it's like it's getting me hyped. Like I'm like, am I gonna actually, like last year I was like, it's not gonna happen, but this year I'm like, I think I'm going to have my rollout this year. Like, I think it's going to happen. My whole thing, though, is, like, I know when I get the vaccine, then I'll feel more comfortable. When everyone in my house has had it. But I feel like if I'm getting the vaccine, that means, like, other people have, like, your average day person.
Yeah. I am a little bit higher than the average person because I'm a teacher. But I'm not too much higher because I'm a college teacher.
Yeah.
So they don't care about us as much as they care about the K through 12 teachers because they're trying to get the K through 12 kiddos back in. But yeah, I'm excited. I think that it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, like I've been getting pumped and I've been like, okay, I'll know in May. And then like I'll give people a month because like I know people traveled last time and like in my head I just keep building up like that there was like 200 people last time.
There was a lot of people.
I have a goal of 300.
I think that there's going to be 500 people.
You know what? That could be. That warms my heart. And this is making me like such a sap, but I really, really, really can't wait to be like all these skaters that started where it was just like literally just having to watch YouTube videos and Instagram and like ask a million questions to strangers and like hoping to have that sense of community, and they're drawn by it, but they only see online. They haven't experienced the real thing. I can't wait to like see people experience that. Like, I don't know. It just warms my heart. Like, I'm just so excited for all these new skaters to like experience regular skate life.
Yeah, like if y'all think that like Instagram and YouTube is cool, like you don't even know. Your mind is about to be blown. Because it is so much better. Like, YouTube and Instagram and, like, the skate world there is, like, meh compared to real life. So meh compared to real life. And it's awesome. So, to say that it's meh in comparison to real life should just give you a little bit of a taste of, like, how glorious.
Like, Moxie Skate Camp. What? 18 and up weekend on the East Coast and West Coast. Where it's just skaters learning all things skate. Overnight? That's amazing.
RollerCon?
Las Vegas.
5 days of roller skaters.
Amazing costumes, pool parties,
alcohol?
Glitter everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's so many things. Skate Love Barcelona.
Yeah.
Roller Fit Australia.
Yeah, I was gonna say whatever the Roller Fit one is called.
Australia.
All the things that we really, really want to go to.
Oh my gosh, it's just like
shovel travels around America.
I know. I'm like, I can't wait. I'm about to put some miles on my car when the road's right. Like, there's just so many things, and like I can't wait to meet people. It's gonna
be amazing. I just can't wait. I'm so excited. But I'm like trying to keep myself chill.
Yeah,
because we all know that like the world doesn't always participate in our dreams. So we're trying not to get our hopes too high because we know it could be we know it could be crushed, but
it's worth dreaming of.
It's definitely worth dreaming of for sure.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. There's just so many things. The skate community is going to be so different. It already is different. Like, on so many levels. First of all, it's just, like, bigger. And it's, like, more creators are coming out of it, which is awesome. Skaters are getting hired now. And not just, like, little things. Like, it's, like, for like commercials.
Hired, and, like, for real.
Yeah, to, like, model things. Like, it feels like, you know, skateboarders usually got this attention. Like, bladers were taken advantage of for a lot of things in the 90s, but skateboarders are what like got it a lot and got real sponsorships, and there was like money in there, and your name was like, it's just so much money there. And like roller skaters never got that kind of attention or validation, like even though the skaters are like throwing their bodies in just as much danger as them.
Yeah. So I honestly think that the skate world is going to continue growing. I do not think that it was a trend that's just going to go out. First of all, because there are way too many new people, and when people start skating, it's like they catch the flame of skating, and it just pulls them. And I feel like the more people that it catches with, they bring more people along, and I think that it's going to continue to increase. Like I think that the skate community is going to be even bigger than ever.
You're going to be out there skating, and someone's going to see you on the street, and they're like, oh, skating. I want to do that.
Mm-hmm. So I just think it is going to be interesting, and I think it's almost impossible to postulate like what the skate community is going to look like a year from now, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't know. I wonder if it's going to shift at all. Like, I always wonder, like, we have, you know, like, I hate when it's like, oh, that's gatekeeping, and like, I know like a lot of like these little communities have like a form of gatekeeping, and I think the only time I could be guilty of gatekeeping, which like I know has like this huge negative connotation and all this stuff, but I think there's certain things that values we need to uphold and keep, and it's not me being like, no, you can't skate here. It's more like, you're welcome here, and we want to see this community grow, but there are some things that we just all agree with, that this is like what we stand for,
like values. I think it's very different. I think gatekeeping is not the word to use when you're talking about values.
Yeah, but I mean, like, we know, like, people get all weird when it's like, oh, like, they're trying to say like who can be in the skate community and who can't, and like that's when that's when I feel like it is like gatekeeping. Like, I'm not going to let you in if you are a Trump supporter. I'm not going to let you in if you have a problem with our trans brothers and sisters, and if you have a problem with non-binary people, if you are a homophobic, like, if you have any of these things, or like you just don't know you're racist, you don't know how to respect the skate park, you don't know how to respect other skaters at rollouts, if you start showing your ass, I don't want you in my skate community.
True. Very true.
So, like, I think that's the only time that I'm very, like, not that we say we can all skate here, but there's still like an asterisk. Which
I feel like is just like, be a good human. Yeah. Like, don't be intolerant of other people, and just, I don't know, be a good person. Be a good person. Respect other people.
That's always been my only like little paranoid fear about like the skate community growing so fast, is that like anyone could strap skates to their feet, and we don't really know, like, they're not around people that are hanging out the skate park that are obviously like anti all that.
I think that my concern with the skate community growing so fast is just about people who are putting skates on because they like want to be famous or something. Oh, yeah. Or like they see that there's money in the skate community, so they're like, oh, I'm going to start skating because I can get a lot of money from it. Yeah. And I'm like, ew.
Yeah, like, there's a lot of people in LA that were dancers or up and coming actors, actresses, or just like struggling artists in that way. And then it wasn't working out for them. So then they started skating, and then their like TikToks blew up, and then they're like, oh, now I'm getting all the gigs that I couldn't get out of skates, but now since I'm a skater, I can get them. Yeah. Which, I mean, good for you. Everyone lives their own thing, but like, I wish that like people that have been skating for years that like actually love skating were getting those gigs that have just as much talent or more.
Yeah.
But, that's LA for you.
Yeah.
If you don't live in LA, LA is harsh like that. They want the tall, skinny blonde that's like skating between palm trees.
Yeah, that's literally what they want. Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like also I just want to give a little message to new skaters out there. Like, I know there's gotta be a big percentage of skaters that like bought skates over the pandemic, the Great Depression of our time, and and probably already stopped skating. Maybe they just put them away, they're collecting dust, and they're just like, I guess it wasn't meant for me. You know what? That's okay. But like, please, when the world opens back up, dust off those skates.
Try it again.
And show up, because it's
join us.
Gonna be so much different when you can have someone physically teach you.
We're super fun.
Yeah, trust me, even the most awkward skaters
will really fun.
Yeah, will go up to you and like be like, hey, do you need help? It just magically happens.
Yeah.
That's my other fear though, is that like there'll be like just new skaters and then like they don't know. Like, I hope they have like automatically like, I want to assume that people put their skates on and they instantly just like gain this like magical thing, and they're like, ooh, other skaters, let me help them.
Yeah, I hope that everyone knows that we're like, we help each other in the community.
Yes.
I think that will come through with like, I think people setting an example. I think that will come through.
Yeah.
I think people will just have to realize that or get to know that.
Yeah.
Which will happen naturally when we're in person.
I can't wait to meet you all.
We're moving on to Find Your Skate Date. What's the Find Your Skate Date section about, babe?
It's about finding your skate date.
What does that even mean, though?
It's about finding your true skate love or friend, someone else that roller skates that's like, please be my friend, or please be the future love of my life. And basically there's a lot of lonely skaters all over the place, and we're just looking for someone to go on a skate date with. Let's skate to go get ice cream together. Let's go skate to the skate park. Let's just skate in my driveway and practice this dance move that I feel really awkward doing, but it feels less awkward if you're there being awkward with me. That's what Find Your Skate Date is for.
Yes, and so if you want us to help you find your skate date, then you can either email us at dearskatedate@gmail.com with a little bio about yourself, your Instagram handle, your pronouns, a little picture of you, or you could DM us at skatedatepod with a picture and a little bio. Mm-hmm. And we will blast you out on our Instagram, and we'll talk about you and gas you up here in this segment. So without further ado, it's Deborah. At RioSun22 is Deborah Clausen, who is our skate date for the week. Deborah Clausen needs you. Who are you? Are you Deborah's new skate date? Well, let's hear her bio really quick.
Deborah says, so here we go. I'm in the 518 area. I don't know where that is. But if you know the area code, 518. Looking to create a skate crew. Ooh, a whole crew.
Ooh, snap.
What do we call that? Not a
Find your skate date crew. Your screw. Find your screw.
Whoa. Sorry, Deborah.
Sorry.
Let me start over. So here we go. I'm in the 518 area looking to create a skate crew. People to encourage and motivate each other. I'm a new skater in love and passionate about skating. The past few weeks, I've been taking lessons and try to build my skill level. Hopefully, this time next year, I will have real skills and looking to skate with friends and taking skate vacations.
Skatecations.
One could be to catch up with the two of you.
Aww.
I love that.
That's cute. All right. So if you're in the 518 area code, I have no idea where that is. But if you know where that is, if it is near you, then hit Deborah up at RioSun22 at RIOSUN22. Be part of the new skate crew. We don't know what the new skate crew is, but you might.
Oh, it's upstate New York.
Oh, dope. Upstate New York. So if you live in upstate New York, you should reach out to Deborah. Okay. Let's move on to Dear Shovel. I wish I could, tut with my hands, like the tut dance. Do you know that? You know how to do that? It's so cool. I've never been able to do it. Maybe that should be my new, quarantine hobby. Anyways, Dear Shovel.
I'm so confused.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Your, fingers. It's like finger dancing. It's called tutting.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just thinking that it'd be nice if I could tut during the transition sounds.
Okay.
Okay, so here's our Dear Shovel for the day. Okay.
Dear Shovel is where you ask us for advice of things we have
We might have some.
No, we should not be giving advice.
We
not doctors. We are not therapists. We are not even parents.
We're just two bitches who have some ideas.
We are kind of old, so we do have life experience going for us.
Yeah, we've also experienced lots of trauma, so I guess we have that too.
Guess what? Rebel's almost 30.
Shut up!
Pisces season.
It is Pisces season, though, so welcome, everybody. Also, guess what? Today's the last day of Mercury in retrograde, so just take a deep breath out. Woo!
Not when you're hearing this.
Okay, when you're hearing this, you're just existing your whole best life in the midst of Pisces season with no Mercury in retrograde.
If you're listening to this right now and you're like, damn, last week was rough.
Probably because Mercury was in retrograde.
All right, let's get to this Dear Shovel.
Okay, Dear Shovel. When did you know it was time to go to therapy or check in on your mental health? Sincerely, slightly concerned. Well, I signed up for therapy this last week. So, the way I knew was that I was getting more and more depressed, and every day life was a little bit harder. My amount of crying and sadness increased, and it was interrupting my everyday life. And that's when I thought, I can no longer stop myself from going to therapy. I need to go.
Wow.
But, I needed to go to therapy way before that. But, that's when I knew, I have to get to therapy now. You know?
Yeah. I've known for years, maybe 20 years, that I should probably go to therapy. Not go to therapy, but I knew something was wrong. A year and a half ago, I wanted to kill myself, so I was going to call the suicide hotline, and then I got nervous about calling someone, so I went to text someone, and they were like, this will take 25 minutes, and I was like, I don't think I can wait that long. So then I got sidetracked by looking at all the therapists they had, and then I found a therapist that was close and saved the information, but then never went. And then, I think being sidetracked and then getting overwhelmed about finding a therapist somehow threw me off from wanting to kill myself, which is a great thing. But yeah, so that happened, and that was my first rock bottom. And then
I didn't know that that's why you...
Yeah. And didn't go because then I was, nervous about talking about things. So then, started having suicide ideations again. So then I was like, that's it, I need help because I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna try again. So I was like, you know what, it's time. I can't live like this anymore. I'm tired of not where I think I'm 100% going to kill myself, but it gets real close. And I think that it's close enough for me like to call for help that I should sign up and get medicated and start talking to someone. So that, along with like other things that are side effects, I just didn't think were fair to Rebel. So I wanted to be a better person for myself and for my partner. And you gotta hit rock bottom. Well, real rock bottom was like when I tried to kill myself in high school, but then didn't succeed. But I was in high school and I had drugs to make me forget about that. And now that I'm sober, it's easy to remember that, you're depressed. So that was what made me this last time sign up for therapy. And this past week was like a real low, which I haven't had since medication, but I was out of my medication. So it didn't go as bad as it could, but I'm definitely like where I can feel like I'm going back into mania right now. But mania for me just means I'm really happy, and I'll probably like buy a lot of stuff and be like, I'm invincible, but like it's fine. I'd rather be this than like in the dark place. So therapy is important because it helps you talk to a stranger that can't judge you, and the medication definitely helps. I definitely like see the value on it, and especially with this last week with them leaving my system, I'm like, yeah, I need medication. So that's great. If you are privileged enough to afford it, I definitely think you should go find therapy or find counseling of some sort. There's so many programs out there. But yeah, that's why I started.
Yeah, I think that it's about making that a priority. Like, it's about having that moment to yourself when you're like, is my mental health worth it? Like, do I want to continue living my life this way? Because I think that for me, I thought that I had to wait until it got like super bad, or, like shove waited until it got super bad to like sign up for it. And you should not take that sort of advice from us. You should go before it gets to the point that it is incapacitating your life, or that you are in that place where you're like considering taking your life. Like, for sure, if you are in that space, like, sign up for therapy now, period. But if you're just kind of like questioning it, that probably means that you should go.
Yeah, there's really no harm in just going and seeing. Like, you never know, like there might be an actual chemical imbalance in your head, or maybe you have severe PTSD that you can just need like certain therapies for. Like, maybe you're just depressed because life sucks right now, and just go talk to someone. And because even that is still valid, and even if you don't need medication, it's still valid that you need to talk to someone. Like, everyone should be in therapy.
I think everyone should be in therapy. Yeah, I think literally everyone. I think if you are listening to this podcast, you should get therapy if you can.
Yeah, therapy is definitely a privilege.
And like, definitely, I also, because I talked about this on my Instagram story, and definitely I had a lot of people saying like, hey, like, it takes a minute. Like, you don't just start therapy and then like, boom, instantly you feel immediately better. And that's what a lot of people warned me, like, hey, don't expect to feel like immediately better right away. And also, like, there are so many therapists out there. If you sign up for therapy and you don't click with your therapist, like, find a different therapist.
Yeah.
And like, wait until you click with someone, and then just be like, yes, therapy.
Yeah, I was lucky enough that I got a therapist that I do like, and she understood. We had the whole talk about, because she's a Black woman, and we had a whole talk about the stigma in the Black community, Black and brown community, to be honest. There's a huge stigma. I don't know what the person that asked us, what your race is, but if you are a person of color, it's going to be extra hard for other people to understand, like, the whole going to therapy. We have a huge, like, the past stays in the past, and you just keep going, like, buckle up, and you don't air your dirty laundry. Like, our business is our business, and that's just, like, how our community is, but we shouldn't stay that way. That's why there's so much, like, generational pain from, like, slavery and concentration camps, like, all these things that, like, in the Jewish community too, like, we hold that stuff, and it just goes from generation to generation, and you gotta eventually break the cycle.
Yeah, definitely. So the place that I'm going to get therapy is an online thing. I'm doing it through getcerebral.com, but there's also like Better Health, and there's lots of places if you don't want to go in person anywhere, or like I know that a lot of therapy is like booked up right now. There are online options for you that are often a bit cheaper than going to someone in person. So that's the way I've chosen to approach this.
And also, yeah, that's what I used to. Let's say you're like, I can't afford therapy, but if you can afford $50 to $100 a month, Get Cerebral. Again, that we're not sponsored, but we just literally want to offer what we
people
use.
Have just been asking us. So
I got recommended by a friend, and they have an app and a website. But if you, let's say, you know the medication you need, but you haven't had it in years because you don't have insurance, you lost that doctor, whatever, you can sign up for them and get it delivered straight to your house without extra cost. You'll just pay one flat rate every month and at least get the medication. Like, let's say, like, hey, I don't know if I need therapy right now, but I do need that medication. Or you can at least meet with a healthcare provider and they will diagnose just like what you need based on what you're saying, whether it's something to help you with sleeping, if you have really bad insomnia, depression, anxiety. They'll start you with like a low, like 25 milligrams something, and then they'll meet with you every 3 months. So at least you have that.
Yeah, definitely. And like, obviously, like, one thing that you do is not going to be the end all be all and like perfect fix for your mental health. But I think that even just signing up for therapy or even just asking this question, like, all of those things are big steps, and congratulations to you for really thinking and considering your own mental health, because mental health and like talking about it and being vulnerable is so stigmatized, and it's time that we just blow the cover off of that, because that's total trash, you know? Like, one, show me a mentally stable person in this day and age, and two, like, show me a mentally stable person, like, in the midst of everything that we're told that we have to do and the way we have to act and, like, all of this with, you know, the world as it is outside of the pandemic.
Yeah. We're on a rat race. We just, like, work until we die. We're supposed to just, like, I don't know, just keep going through the motions, but there's things we need. Like,
there's so much more to life than that.
So much. But yes, like Rebel said, like, you shouldn't have to hit rock bottom. That's just what happened to me. Like, as soon as you start feeling something, like, just look. But I know it's hard. Me, I have anxiety. Like, it's just hard. That's what stopped me for a long time.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have any final thoughts about mental health and getting help and therapy?
Crazy for feeling
so lonely.
Oh man, we're all a little crazy down here.
Yep. All right, well, it has become that time of the day where we are super stoked because someone has given us 5 stars on our podcast.
Ooh.
And what we mean when we say, like, oh, yeah, 5 stars, like, wow, we're talking about Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, because apparently in this little tiny country
of Luxembourg,
we're like 101
in society and culture for podcasts.
Wow, that's almost top 100.
So we feel pretty cool.
So if you're listening to this
and you're in Luxembourg,
thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it made us feel pretty dope. We were like, hell yeah.
Also, that email like fooled us because we were like, what? Like,
yeah, we thought we were.
Yeah.
No, not even kind of.
So
okay, yeah.
Keep rating us, please.
Yeah, keep rating us.
Let's look at us on those American charts too.
So if you love us, you really love us, and you want to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, we'd be so grateful. And if you leave a little comment, we will shout you out. So today's little comment that we're shouting out is Zurly Skate Surly.
I recognize that name.
I recognize that name too. Let's hear what they have to say. Savor the honest humor. I've been following these 2 prior to the creation of their podcast and did not think I could find them even more interesting and informative than I already do. Aww. Love their warm but direct and honest, often contrasting views. That is very true. Covering both fun, skating, the pup, and not so fun but necessary, mental health, institutionalized racism, in America issues. Only a few episodes in so far because I'm the kind of person that does not want to run out of content to listen to. LOLs. Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We love you. You're amazing. We appreciate you so much. Yeah.
And before we wrap up this episode, today is February 20th, and it would have been my mom's 61st birthday.
Happy birthday, Mom.
So, happy birthday. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
This episode is dedicated to you.
Donna Lee Overholser.
You created the most beautiful daughter in the whole world, and I'm so grateful for her and for you.
You were taller than me. You were white. You were tiny, skinny, a green-eyed woman.
And you wore roller skates one time in a picture.
That joked that all you did was add some cream to the coffee, but you also gave me your mental issues. So rip.
Party.
Oh my gosh. Wherever you are, Mom, I hope you are proud of me. And yeah.
I think she sat on this sofa the entire time we were recording this episode.
If you remember the Halloween episode, she has haunted me before, so please don't say that.
Okay.
I love you, Mom. I hope you're good wherever your spirit is, and I hope you're looking down on me, and that I make you proud, not every day, but most days. And I love and